Hi, and welcome to episode 9 of Learn Piano in Your Car. I'm Carol Brotherston, and today I want to talk about scales. Scales are exercises we play on the piano to help us improve our movement and our technique. It's a bit like practicing a drill on the cricket pitch or in a swimming or in a sport. These are drills that will help you in your playing. When you play sheet music, quite often scales come into the sheet music, and not only that, they help you to be able to move your hands around better on the piano. So the scale of C major. C major is a key. There are lots of different keys, major and minor keys on the piano, at least one major and one minor for every single note in the section. So there are on the piano A, B, C, D, E, F, G are the 7 white notes, and there are also 5 black notes as well. That's 12 notes in total. There is at least one major and one minor key starting on every single note. So that's at least 24, minimum 24 keys to learn. And we're only talking about one at the minute, C major. C major, the way you'd approach this exercise is you'll be playing at the moment 2 octaves of C major. 2 octaves, 1 octave is 8 notes, so 2 octaves is 16 notes. You'll play from C right up for 2 octaves up to the next C. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C is 1 octave. D, E, F, G, A, B, C is the 2nd octave. And the way you do that is place your hand on, there's a secret, well, it's not a secret. I was going to say it's a secret code. It's not secret. Everyone who's learned piano using classical traditional methods knows the sequence. The sequence is 3, 4, 3. And let me just explain that a little bit. You start with your thumb, which is 1. So by the way, 3, 4, 3 relates to your finger numbers. We've talked about this before. Your thumbs are 1, your pinkies are 5. So 3 is your middle finger and 4 is the finger beside it, your ring finger. On both hands this is. So you would start to play the scale of C major just with the right hand. Place your right hand with your thumb on C, middle C probably, and you'll play 1, 2, 3. These are fingers I'm talking about. So 1, 2, 3 is C, D, E. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the only parts of that are really relevant are the 3, 4, 3 in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that takes you from middle C to the higher C at the top. And descending is exactly the same. You're only interested in 3, 4, 3. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So you alternate 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, and so on. You could do 3 or 4 octaves of C major, and you just keep going with the 3, 4, 3 pattern. The same with the left hand. Exactly the same with the left hand. If you're playing this scale hands together, similar motion means they are moving. Both your hands are ascending first and then descending together. They're moving up the piano in parallel. That's C major, similar motion hands together. And your left hand would do exactly the same as the right with the 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 3. Now, what gets interesting is lots of scales have the same code, the 343 in them, or variations of that. In fact, all of them will have variations of that. Many scales have exactly the same finger pattern I've just described for C major. So let's just take a little look at the key of C major. The key of C major has no sharps or flats. It's the only key that has no sharps or flats, and the scale, the exercise that you play based on C major, has no sharps or flats. So if you picture in your mind the 7 white notes that I'm talking about in one octave, 7 white notes, C, D, E, F, G, A, B is the 7 white notes, and the 5 black notes in between those. So let's now think about the key of G major. So G major has 1 sharp, and the sharp is F sharp. So that's the key of G major, and the keys are all just different variations of white and black notes is the easiest way to describe it. But as I said before, there are at least 24 keys to learn. You start off with a thing called the circle of fifths is quite useful. If you get the diagram of the circle of fifths, it will help you to learn these keys in an order that makes sense. You're starting with no sharps and flats, and you're building up. At the moment, we're only going to build up to 5 sharps or 5 flats. So you'd get your circle of fifths and start at the top at 12 o'clock, and you work down both sides of the circle. You don't start at 12 and do clockwise, or start at 12 and do anti-clockwise. You work down both sides together, slowly. And when I mean slowly, what I mean by slowly is you only want to learn a couple of scales, a couple of keys a month as a beginner. And you must do it the way that I'm telling you. And you're also building up major and minor, because every key signature has a major and a minor key attributed to it. So for example, the key of C major that we just talked about, that has no sharps and flats, has a relative minor, and the relative minor is A. And initially you would learn the scale of A harmonic minor. If you were to pick up a circle of fifths right now and have a look, you'll see at 12 o'clock the key signature is no sharps and flats, and the 2 keys attributed to that are C major and then A minor. And that's where you start, and you work your way clockwise and anti-clockwise round that, learning 1 or 2 new scales a month and no more. So even if that's what you did and you started from now using this method, it would take you at least 2 years to learn all of those scales and all of those keys right the way around the circle of fifths. And that's what you should do, slowly. But what you're actually doing, once you've mastered C major, and it sounds probably quite easy the way I've described it, it takes time and it's a bit frustrating, but you have to push yourself to do the correct fingers. The correct fingers, the 3-4-3 code, is really, really important. Don't underestimate how important that is. We can't be slapdash about it. We can't do it right once and then wrong 5 times. You have to keep practicing it until you can do it right all the time. And once you've managed that, focus on that one. Take your time on C major, actually, because the pattern is exactly the same for C major as it is for at least another 7 or 8 scales, which means all you're doing is starting on a different note for a different key. So for example, G major, you start on G, and I said before it's got F sharp in it. It's exactly the same fingers, the 3-4-3 chord, but you're picking up the F sharp. So you start on G, it would be G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G would be 2 octaves. So although the notes are different, the fingers are exactly the same, and the code, the 3-4-3, is the same, and that's fundamental. That is an absolute basic of piano that many people will struggle with in the beginning and probably not pay attention or not pay as much attention to as they should. But this way of moving your hands and tucking your thumb under when you're moving up and down the keyboard, you tuck your thumb under, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, tuck your thumb under, the right hand ascending, tuck your thumb under to place your hand with your finger on F, and that's your new position. So it's, yeah, we described all this in episode 6 or 7 or 8, I can't remember which, but yes, if you need a recap on how to play that and to move your hands in that way, have a listen to that podcast. Right, I need to finish right now. I feel like that's enough information for today. Go home and crack that code. If you need any feedback on it, I do have a private page and I'm happy to give feedback. I'm pretty sure I've also got a video on YouTube of how to play C major with that 3-4-3 code, hands together, similar motion. You would check it out on Perfect Piano YouTube. If you want to get your hands on some beginners resources, you could sign up for my piano 7-day piano reset on www.perfectpiano.org.uk. And if you have any questions, please fire them to my email info@themusicroom.org.uk, and I am going to answer them on this podcast. I think that would be a fun thing to do. So I've been Carol Brotherston. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.